We hear this a lot in the spiritual community, which is, let go so you can manifest, and, let go of all your worries. And these meditations that, you let go of who you've been, who you feel like connected with, all of these different things like entity attachments. What else? You want to let go of past previous relationships or friendships that you feel like, left you heartbroken and angry. So going back to an ego death and this self-preserving fear, when we hold on to certain experiences and our past, it clouds our judgment, and it stops us from experiencing what we could be right now. And I don't know if you've heard this song before. It might be a little bit cheesy, but that's okay. SZA, she talked about this years ago, that the fountain of youth is in the present. That is extremely important to kind of grasp onto and to understand. And I know we've all heard it before, to like, oh, just live in the present and understand how it feels to be in your body. But it's really difficult sometimes when you are holding on to the limited beliefs that you've thought over the years, that you would never experience this, that you're always going to be whatever it is. Whatever your experience is, everybody is unique. So that's a big one. Next, fear of deep changes. I know that from experience that it can be totally frightening and just mind-blowing to even think about a new possibility, a new life, or a new mindset. I never thought that I would be leaving the life that I sought after. I, got married young. I had the household and the children and the dogs and all these different things. And I'm not saying that whoever is seeking that is wrong. I'm saying that that's not my only talent. That's not the only thing that I'm good for. And at that time, okay, it fulfilled what I thought that I wanted. And now here I am in the place that I'm at. And I now have, 2 degrees, and I have a deeper understanding of myself and what I'm capable of. And the sky is the limit. And so if I can share anything with anyone, is just understand that fear that you've got in the back of your mind, that, what if, no, that could never be for me. And that's absolutely not true. And it's not going to help you to listen to those thoughts that are in the back of your head that are doubting, that are fearing or judging, that you can literally create the life that you've always wanted once you set that fear to the side. And a lot of the fear that we are holding on to, a lot of it is sometimes not even from us. And I'm not going to just not take ownership of my own feelings. Of course, I'm going to take control of my life and understand that some of these emotions that I'm holding on to sometimes, because I understand that the emotions that I'm feeling are a collection of thoughts and beliefs that I've experienced over the past days, over the past hours, and what I'm choosing to focus on. This one's a tough one. It depends on what your upbringing was like. When you were younger, did you have a very strict household? Did you have a very religious household? Was there a lot of political propaganda? I'm not knocking any of those. Understand that. But at the same time, that comes with a lot of programming. What is it that you like? What really resonates with you? What do you believe, and what do you not so much have any understanding about? And so that being said, I feel like a lot of us are born into these little fish bowls, and we think that our life is supposed to be in this little fish bowl, and it takes a really long time and some bravery, might I add. But once you step foot out into the ocean rather than this fish bowl of this, echo chamber of, what your parents have told you, what your siblings have told you, your collection of beliefs of your understanding of what life is through others' eyes, life just absolutely decides to kind of, turn into this beautiful place. But yeah, I'm hoping to speak with the ones that may think that, for the most part, what we're experiencing is pretty beautiful, but they're interested in finding a way to make it even more beautiful. Okay, so another thing that I feel like what's holding us back from experiencing a more fruitful experience right now is over analyzing and diagnosing and pointing out things that we do and what our loved ones do around us, to the point where it's distracting us from our main mission, which is we are here to create. We are here to just experience everything. Going back to that SZA lyric from a song that she wrote. I'll post it somewhere on this page so you can hear it. The power is in the present. And so going back to that, if I'm continuously talking crap or getting frustrated with what my family members are doing or what my children are doing or what, the neighbor is doing, all of the attention is just dispersed in every direction except for right here. So my question to you is there anything or anyone or any situation in your life that may be grabbing your attention and your energy and your focus that you could start turning back and turning it on to yourself? What we see is our mirror. Have you ever heard that before? And I know that can kind of sound esoteric, which means like out of the box. That means something like deeply ancient and, just otherworldly. But at the same time, we really are reflected back what we are. So if I'm walking around like a big giant jerk and, just have all this tension built up in my body and I'm just on autopilot and, I'm snapping at, my kids and I'm snapping at, my loved one and, I feel like everybody doesn't understand me. When I go out into the city, what am I going to experience? I'm going to experience nothing but that. It's going to be mirrored back right to me. And I'm not sharing this with you so you can be fearful or frustrated with yourself. That's not what we're here for. What we're here for is to learn and to grow and to understand how powerful we are and that we don't need to choose to continue to overanalyze what we see, overanalyze our situations or point fingers at, oh yeah, that person has ADHD. Oh, that person is definitely bipolar. Oh, that person's an alcoholic. Because when we're pointing our fingers, we've got a little bit of what we're talking about. Remember our divine origin. If we were created to literally experience all the ooey gooey fantastic things that Earth has to provide, we need to do a little bit more of that. Remember how powerful we are. If we were brought here to literally create our dream experience, to create what our body looks like, to create, however we want to dress our avatar. I don't know if you ever heard that saying in regard to our body, but if you want to change your experience, know that it's coming. It's on the way. And we've just forgotten how divine we are and how powerful we are. So in order for us to manifest the dream experience, it's just time to stop. Stop holding on to what you fear. You definitely have to have an inner knowing that it is all going to work out, that in divine timing, things are going to just be brought to you at the right time. Right now, what we're doing is preparing for those opportunities. So I'm not telling you to sit down and to manifest a new reality while you're meditating and, while you stay zenned out all the time. I want you to create things with inspired action. I got out here today because it is just a beautiful sunset. Let me see if I can show you how amazing it is. I don't know if you can kind of see, like, holy moly, how beautiful. Anyways, I brought you out here today because I felt inspired to talk about this, because I feel like a lot of us spiritual people are on this path to enlightenment, and we kind of get these like little hookups. I don't know, like almost like you stub a toe. You're stubbing a toe on the door and it kind of hurts, and you start focusing on, like, you just stubbed your toe on this door, and you forget, like, but wait a minute, like, I'm on my way to, you know, this amazing event. And I don't know, I'm trying to think of the way to explain this in a way that is different, because I feel it's just so important. I feel like a lot of us focus on the car crash that's outside of us. We're so focused on everyone that's around us because it's a distraction. And, you're so focused on, letting go of all these thoughts and different things that are going on in your mind, that it's like almost just you spinning circles. You're spinning in circles. And I don't want that for you. And it takes time. It takes practice. And the more that you understand, to be in a neutral space, to, not judge yourself so harshly, to not judge others so harshly, you're going to come into a neutral space where you feel more creative, that those ideas are going to spark in your mind, and it's going to get you excited. It's going to get you giddy. And no, you're not going to be like that all of the time. And that's okay. It's just time for you to cultivate. It's time to put the seeds in the soil. There's always moments of darkness, and that's not a bad thing. It's time for growth. During this journey, you just want to rip off the band-aids, and you just want to have that dream life. And maybe if we're in an alternate universe, we could just have it in a snap of a finger, because we would have this unwavering faith. But right now, we're on Earth, and we've got this dense energy everywhere, and it's almost like everybody's walking around with these trauma beer goggles, and they're so focused on analyzing themselves and judging themselves and saying, I've got ADD, I've got ADHD, I'm actually bipolar, so therefore I can't experience things that you do. And it's totally not the truth. And I'm only bringing up those certain diagnoses because I've experienced that within my family, within, my close circle. And it's just, I never want anybody to think like those are things or labels or, evaluations that are going to stop you from doing anything. It just means you function differently. It just means that it's going to take some time to understand your energy levels. But once you crack that code, the Da Vinci Code, you're going to be able to create like you've never before. So this video is so you understand you are more powerful than you really think that you are. Never think that you're stuck. And let go of fear. Let go of fear, and when things change, that's it's a sign that you're headed in the right direction, and things have to fall apart in order to be put back together. But once they're put back together, they're going to be a more solid foundation, and you're going to slowly have this unwavering faith of just like this inner knowing. You're going to stand up taller. You're going to want to create from a more powerful space. You're going to walk into a room and you're going to feel like you belong there. And the more that you stand tall in your power, not with a slumped over, like, gosh, like, let me get out of here. I gotta hide. When you're walking around like that, it's not serving anyone, especially you. But can you imagine walking into a room, knowing you belong there, and everything going the way you want and better, meeting people that are on the same wavelength, and if anything, like to help push you and nudge you in the right direction, or inspire you to try something new because they're so lit with inspired action. It's going to continue to, again, mirror back to you. So depending on what stage you're in, if you're in the dark phase where you are, growing and you might be feeling a little heavy, that's okay. Again, we're in the growth phase. Or if you are being reflected back to you some chaos or frustration, that's okay. It's just time for you to take 10 steps back, find a way for you to get neutral. And then what else? If you are in the stage of doing what you can to not focus on everything that's going on around you, by analyzing the drivers that are around you, by analyzing your loved ones, your family members, and getting so frustrated by the way they act. Understand that once you take control of yourself, the more confident and full you feel, the more that they're going to be inspired to do the same thing.